welcome to St. Lucie Public Schools Facebook Live event. We are speaking about Msap magnet schools, and we're excited to share all the great things happening at Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, the West Prep Magnet High School. My name is Lori Boyer, and I am the Outreach and Recruitment Specialist for our Msap magnet schools. We are joined today by a wonderful West Prep crew. We have with us Principal Joseph Lazo, our STEAM advocate, Dr. Alan Rupert, and our pharmacy tech teacher, Ms. Jean-Paul. So there's wonderful programs and other innovative learning activities happening on the West Prep campus. And so we'd like to give you a quick little insight into what that looks like. We're going to play a video in just a moment, but just to give you a heads up, please feel free throughout this whole presentation to post any questions that you might have within the Facebook platform, and we'll get to them throughout the session, okay? So let's check out the great programs happening at Westwood.
Come and experience the difference at Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, the West Prep Magnet, a STEAM magnet high school. As a premier education center and the only Leader in Me high school in the state of Florida, Fort Pierce Westwood Academy is a school preparing students for the future. Programs include pharmacy tech, veterinarian assistant, agri-technology, robotics, and engineering that feature emerging technologies and virtual and augmented reality applications. Industry certifications in these unique programs prepare you to directly enter the workforce or move on to further post-secondary education. A newly designed Learning Commons and Esports lab offers students a college atmosphere to study and collaborate. Fort Pierce Westwood Academy has the only Scholastic Esports program available in the district. As a member of the North American Scholastic Esports League and Florida Scholastic Esports Leagues, students will experience tournament play with other students from across the country. Coursework is designed to foster creativity and uniqueness of thought. Students can experience advanced curriculum, such as the prestigious Cambridge ACE Diploma Program, Advanced Placement, and Dual Enrollment. Come join us at Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, the West Prep Magnet, where ideas grow and leaders flourish.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Jane Whitaker and I serve as the Magnet School Coordinator for St. Lucie Public Schools, and we are delighted to be able to share with you all the amazing innovative programs that are happening at Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, the West Prep Magnet. And this video gave you a really quick sneak peek at the amazing things that you're going to hear about in the next few minutes. So I'd like to give our audience just a little bit of background. What is an Msap Magnet School? So Msap actually stands for Magnet School Assistance Program Grant, and St. Lucie Public Schools was a 2017 recipient of a Magnet School Assistance Program grant that was $12.5 million. These funds allowed us to revitalize programs in 3 different schools. Fort Pierce Westwood Magnet Academy was one of those schools, along with Creative Arts Academy of St. Lucie and Samuel Gaines Academy of Emerging Technologies, both K-8 schools. But tonight we're going to share with you some of the programs and the exciting things that are happening at Fort Pierce Westwood Academy. And our first question is going to go to Mr. Joe Lazo, who serves as the principal. So Mr. Lazo, can you tell us what sets West Prep apart, and share with us a little bit about some of that, and also speak to the magnet programs that are being offered as well?
Thank you, Jane. I'm not sure if I can outdo that whiteboard video that was just created. It did a phenomenal job expressing all the exciting and wonderful things that are happening at West Prep. As what sets us apart was the question. I believe it's innovation, creativity, and excitement. Something new for our students in St. Lucie County to get involved with, to get motivated behind, to encourage them to go further beyond just what is present in some of our other high schools in the state of Florida as well. So when I think about selecting a school, West Prep, for your high school selection process, I think about innovation. I think about the magnet courses that we have available to you that the grant was able to bring to us. State-of-the-art robotics lab that was re-engineered by one of our fabulous teachers, Mr. Cobb. A computer science program that is changing our everyday life. You're gonna learn the language of technology, of zeros and ones and programming. behind that work and a little bit of the gaming aspect with that. Then you're going to have an opportunity to dive in deep. If your choice is to work in the health field, Allied Health or a Health Unit Coordinator program by Dr. Garcia fosters an opportunity for our students to go beyond just what a CNA program or a certified medical assistant. They get to work behind the scenes of how the industry in the medical field works. Then with me, and she'll be sharing a little bit about her program, is Ms. Juliette Paul, who is here with us. She's going to talk about our pharmacy tech. First ever in St. Lucie County to offer a program where we can actually put students right into a career path. And that's what sets us apart, is innovative curricular programs that students can have an opportunity to get involved with and get right into the workforce. Or they can take that on to college and careers and earn college credit for some of the work that they did at the high school level. We have two other interesting programs that was shared with you in the video, and that's our agrotechnology, where by Mrs. Blanking Baker. She is a phenomenal teacher. She works with FFA program at our school. It talks about more of the larger animals that we have on our campus. We have a full-fledged barn, and so it's exciting. Students are engaged in what the industry of agriculture is going to look like in the 21st century. Then, of course, we have our veterinary science program ushered by our phenomenal Mrs. Shown, where she has an opportunity to teach students about the ins and outs about working in a veterinary program. Then, of course, that's just some of the innovative programs that was brought by the grant. But we're also going to talk about a little bit about the academics behind it all. With our partnership with ACE, which is the International Cambridge Scholastic opportunity for our students to get involved with, and they can take this diploma right into college, and so for bright futures opportunities for those students as well. So we're talking about changing our student lives, and that is what sets us apart. We're changing the lives of our students each and every day at West Prep.
That's exactly right. Thank you so much for sharing that. Great information. And next we have Dr. Rupert. And if you could share with us about the Leader in Me program that is now being implemented in actually all 3 Msap magnet schools, but share its uniqueness at West Prep.
Well, we are the only school in Florida, only high school that has made this partnership with Leader in Me. And it's a difficult program to explain briefly, but 2 of their top paradigms are that everybody can be a leader and everybody has genius. So that what they're doing is they have all these character development, we're implementing it, we're bringing staff on board, and Leader in Me comes in and they do trainings to help people. Today's lesson in the class was about social media is coming up, and we did video calls, and we've done texting. We talk about driving, how to develop a resume, lots of different character development skills, things that are important. It's not just about STEM nowadays. You have to be able to interact with people.
Awesome. And just as Mr. Lazo mentioned too, it's really about building those future leaders for our community, and West Prep is doing just that. So our next category that we would like to talk about is our pharmacy tech program. So Ms. Jean Paul is here, and she's going to share with us about the pharmacy tech pathway.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Japal. I am one of the pharmacy tech instructors at Westwood, Fort Pierce Westwood Academy. And we have a 4-year pharmacy tech program. In their first year, they normally learn the general roles and the main reason as to why the technician is in the pharmacy, to assist the pharmacist, and also to earn the patient's trust. So we go over a lot of ethics and practicing compassion, being compassionate to earn the patient's trust. And we also go over privacy laws. And then their second year, they do more labs, sterile and non-sterile compounding and the calculations that go with it. So they get hands-on experience. And we do role play every Friday in our classroom, which is a mock pharmacy where they can get hands-on experience in a retail pharmacy setting. And then their third year, they do their clinicals. So they go into a retail pharmacy. This year, we are partnering up with Walgreens to become pharmacy externs in their retail space so that they can get even more hands-on training and get exposure to future employers so that as soon as they are certified, then they could just be hired as a part of their workforce.
It truly is such an exciting environment to be in, checking out the pharmacy tech classroom. It really looks like you're there at Walgreens and getting your prescription, and they learn everything from customer service to, the science behind it all. So great job. We're going to go back to Principal Lazo for a moment, and can you speak a little bit to the culture, essentially, on your campus since the start of the Magnet grant?
One of the aspects that I see that has a resounding change is what Dr. Rupert was referring to with the Leader in Me. Leader in Me is the tenets behind Stephen Covey's work of the 7 highly effective habits of teens, where we're empowering our students to take ownership and providing them the chance to dive deep into their own leadership skills. So we're seeing a rise of future leaders, future critical thinkers, future innovators at our school center that is having a positive effect, not just on other students, but also on the faculty and staff on our campus as well.
Excellent. I'm going to kind of stick with you there for a moment there, Principal Lazo, and can you talk a little bit about the partnerships that have been developed over the years with entities such as Microsoft, Dell, Leader in Me, things of that nature?
Absolutely. You mentioned it, Mrs. Boyer, correct. It's Microsoft, Dell, and Leader in Me, Stephen Covey's work. Great partnerships. They truly have helped us redesign some of our curriculum, our campus ideas, and brought in a professional development, which is one of the key areas that is helping our teachers develop their skill sets and building capacity within our own building to be innovative educators for our students who we want to be innovative thinkers as well. So the PD that we're receiving from our partnerships with Microsoft, Dell, and Leader in Me are great opportunities for our staff and our teachers at West Prep to build our future leaders of tomorrow.
Absolutely. And, just talking about the various programs, industry certifications, pathways that are afforded to students at West Prep, wanted to give a quick shout out to the CTE department. That's our Career and Technical Education team, who supports these pathways and helps us to develop them on the West Prep campus. So to piggyback on what you were just saying about some of the professional development opportunities, our STEAM advocate team, you have a strong one there at West Prep, and that is comprised of a multitude of different teachers from different areas throughout the campus in different content areas. And they put together, they really try to integrate all aspects of STEAM through something that they call Stop and STEM Days. Even so much so that they received recognition for their work at FETC last year. So Dr. Rupert, can you talk a little bit about Stop and STEM Days on West Prep's campus?
Sure. So Stop and STEM Days are our early dismissal days. And what we're trying to do is to get every student to participate in a STEM activity. And we start with a standard, and then we try to pull in English language arts, science, and we usually try to focus it around the engineering design process. So we hope to get an activity involved where the students have to make something, test it, and then redesign it. We use Nearpod, which is, if you're familiar with PowerPoint, a very interactive form of PowerPoint. So you can take in videos, they can submit their own comments online, you can have them watching videos, 3D objects they can look around. Our most recent one was a virus article, very COVID related. So earlier on they constructed their own 3D virus particle. We ran a disease transmission lab for the whole school, which was quite an undertaking. We had a lot of support for that. With the FETC, we created a video of student and teacher testimonials. And those testimonials got us ranked out of 3 finalists in the nation. We came in 2nd place. We were pretty proud of that. A team of seven STEM experts selected us as 2nd.
That was truly impressive. That was really great to see you guys receive recognition for the hard work that's put forth by all of you on the campus. So we're going to move over to Ms. Jean-Paul, and can you talk a little bit about, due to the popularity of the program, there's been an addition of another teacher to Pharmacy Tech. So can you maybe talk a little bit about the partnership between the two of you and growing the program?
Correct. So I have an amazing partner, Miss Rennick. She has a very creative mind. She's starting out with our first year of Pharm Tech students for this year. And she has a very creative and fun approach to introducing them to the content. So she gets them hooked, and then I come in and I nurture them and guide them along toward their common goal, which is to become a certified pharmacy technician. And it's just great working with her because she has all these innovative ideas. I think coming from a professional background, we have an outside of the box way of thinking of how to deliver our content to our students. So, and they find it very interactive, and they come to class, they want to come to class to learn more.
That's what it's all about, right? Getting them excited about their learning. So we want to bring to life some of what this wonderful team has been chatting about. So we're going to show you a little PowerPoint slide that has some photos of West Prep. Okay, so here you can see we have everything from Z-Space machines, which help to bring some of the health unit coordinator learning in the medical field to life, where it's 3D interactive. They can manipulate, for example, the body skeleton and take it apart or look at the heart in a 3D fashion. You can also see that we have a variety of different opportunities, such as Tech Fest with one of our partnerships with Full Sail University, in which students were exposed to all the emerging technologies and arts such as broadcasting that's available. This was in last spring, and then they also had an esports tournament to go along with it. We also have the wonderful, as Mr. Lizzo had shared, we have a barn on our campus. And so there's wonderful animals that you could check out and really have that hands-on learning on how to take care of them in all aspects. And then in our vet tech class, you can see the cutest little bunnies right there, in which the kids, they take care of all animals within that vet tech class and even enjoy doggy daycare on Fridays. Okay, and in the next one, just as a review, here's some of the programs that are offered at West Prep, and you could get a little insight into Ms. Jean Paul's pharmacy classroom right there, looking like you're right there at the pharmacy store, as well as some of the wonderful robotics that they're making in Mr. Cobb's class. And then last up, we were able to incorporate esports as a club activity due to a partnership with Microsoft Education. They were able to help guide us on the right devices to implement it in our new esports lab that was renovated along with the Learning Commons. So really they took that media center and cranked it up a notch and made it more of a college campus feel in that learning center and esports lab. So Jane's gonna come on up and join me. Let me get my mask here.
So this gives me an opportunity to actually give some questions to Ms. Boyer. So she has been a significant part of the implementation of the esports program at West Prep, working alongside the coaches and working alongside the students, getting our program up and running in competitive gaming. So we're going to ask her to share just a little bit about what the membership to NASEF, which is the North American Scholastic Esports Federation. And parents, you'll notice that I said Scholastic Esports. So this really sets this program apart, and it's very unique. It's not gaming for gaming's sake, but gaming with an actual purpose behind it for academic and leadership. So she's going to share a little bit about the partnership with NASEF and Florida Scholastic Esports League as well. So share with us.
So we were lucky to partner with NASEF, and they focus on the scholastic aspect of esports. So yes, we are saying gaming. It's a wonderful opportunity for students to connect, be a part of a team, be a part of a culture, and be a part of learning together as they collaborate on real-life skills. So for example, there are beyond the game challenges that team members can take part in this club activity that we offer, and they can work on designing their website, because as part of NASEF, each team is afforded their own free website to share, whether it's a fundraising opportunity that they're doing for their team or a competition that they're playing in. They also have an opportunity for marketing, so they're learning those business skills, because yes, gaming is in the core of esports ecosystem, but there's so much more to it, and that includes content development, shoutcasting, podcasting, and so this is something that we're proud to grow on the West Prep campus as this becomes more and more popular. Want to give a huge shout out to the two esports coaches, Ms. Rashay Johnson and Mr. Julian Cornett, who have really taken the reins and pulled these the students together, understood what games they wanted to take part in, and the purpose behind the games in which we choose is for their ability to compete for college scholarships. Yes, I did just say esports and college scholarships. There are many, many universities. Last count I knew of, it was over 175 throughout the United States that offer esports scholarships to students. So we are working together with NASEF and even most recently NACE to solidify those pathways for students so that they continue to learn and grow, take the wonderful leadership skills they're learning on West Prep's campus, no matter what program they're in, and then connect in club play utilizing esports.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. That is some great information. And for our gamers out there and our parents of gamers, I know as my son was growing up, I tried to limit those hours of play. And now it's like, oh my gosh, this could be a full ride scholarship to a college or university in the United States. That's pretty amazing.
Yes.
In a short amount of time. So we want to finish our session and just by sharing some of the questions that are regularly asked of us when we're at various events throughout the community. So we want to be able to share some of that information in case you are interested in finding out more about the application process. So I'm going to ask Ms. Boyer some questions, and hopefully this will answer some questions that you may have as well. So the first question is transportation provided to these schools, to these magnet schools?
So that is a great one and one that comes up often. Yes, transportation is provided regardless of where you live in St. Lucie Public Schools. However, what happens is once a seat is offered and accepted by a family, then they would work with the transportation department to find out their bus stop. Now, I do want to let you know that it typically is a community stop. So it may not necessarily be right in front of your door, but it is right there in your neighborhood. So they can pick your child up and transport them to any one of our Msap magnet schools so that they could take part in these innovative programs.
Awesome. And this is regardless of where you live in the district. You could live in the southern tip of the district and want to go to Westwood. They will provide a bus for you. So yes, that actually happens. So the next question is there a wait list for the magnet schools? And the reason why I asked this, and I mentioned this in the last session that we had, is many times people in the community, when they hear the word magnet, they usually think right away of FK Suite, Fairlawn, and Lincoln Park Academy. But these schools are very unique in the fact that they are part of the Msap grant currently. So tell us, is there a wait list for these particular schools?
So that is a great question. No, at this time, there is not a wait list for these schools because we are not allowed to have one. While the Msap grant is active, we are not allowed to have a wait list. So therefore, that will not be enacted until the school year 22-23 school year. So at this time, really what happens is during the application window, you would apply, and then based on the number of seats that are available, student assignment would run the lottery and let you know if your child has received a seat at their school of choice or in their program of choice, and then they would accept the seat and we would go from there. So if you were not to get in, you would simply reapply the next year for an opportunity.
Perfect. The next question is, are there academic requirements to get into Fort Pierce Westwood Academy?
Excellent question. So no, there are not academic requirements at this time to apply to West Prep or any one of our Msap magnet schools because the point of the Msap grant is to offer these opportunities for innovative learning to all students. So if your child, can see themselves as the next Broadway star or engineer or veterinarian, then they can absolutely apply for a seat at one of these schools with no recommendation letter needed or anything of the sorts. We do believe that as we grow leaders on these campuses, all students will be successful.
Great. The next question is, once my child is accepted to one of the magnet schools, do I need to reapply every year?
We do hear that question often. If your child has applied and accepted a seat at one of the K through 8 school environments, then no, they do not need to reapply every year. Same goes for West Prep. If you were to apply to attend West Prep and accepted a seat, then you are in. However, the only thing to note is if your child is at one of the Msap magnet schools and is in 8th grade and would like to continue their education at West Prep High School, then they would apply for the program of choice and then look to get offered a seat through the lottery process.
And finally, the last question for tonight is, when do they need to apply? Because this is very, very important.
Yes. So we're coming up on the close of the window, so you want to make sure that you go to www.stlucieschools.org and check out the 3 different magnet programs that we have offered to you guys through the Msap grant. The window is open through March 6th. So you'll want to make sure that you apply online. If you have any questions, the wonderful employees in the Student Assignment Department will help walk you through the application. If you have any questions, make sure your documentation is uploaded. But you can find all of that at www.stlucieschools.org.
Great. Well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight, and we want to say a special thank you to Mr. Joe Lazo, Ms. Jean Paul, and Dr. Rupert for being our guests tonight and for sharing about the amazing things happening at Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, the West Prep Magnet. And the one thing that I always love that Mr. Lazo always says is Westwood is a premier education center, and he could probably say that right with me on the microphone because he says it all the time. I love it. So, please.
By the way,
I love it.
we just want to make sure we add that part in there. Absolutely.
And once a Panther, always a Panther,
I was
right?
just going to say that. That's what I was going to close with. So, Fort Pierce Westwood Academy is still a school that is rich in tradition and rich in history. And we all know that once a Panther, always a Panther. That is something that will be part of this school for many, many years to come. And we want to encourage you to be sure and check out www.stlucieschools.org. And right on the front page of the district website, you'll see information about the Msap magnet schools. Or you could Google Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, the West Prep Magnet, and just visit their website specifically to get more information. So thank you for joining us tonight. We look forward to seeing you. If you need or have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us through the district website, or you can also reach Lori at
Lori.Boyer@stlucieschools.org via email, or you could give me a call at 772-429-3643, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
And please remember that Fort Pierce Westwood Academy, the West Prep Magnet, is where ideas grow and our future leaders flourish. Thanks for watching.